Alright, so I'm going to show how to open up and disassemble this HP Chromebook model 14-Q010NR. Alright, you're going to need like a small needle or a little flathead screwdriver, and then we'll need a PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver. Okay, so take the PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver, and then we're going to go ahead and remove these little rubber covers. I'm not sure if there's hidden screws under these, but there's hidden screws under these for sure. Okay, so just get underneath and pull that up and peel it out. There you can see there's a screw there. Try and keep these things in order because the screws can be different size, shapes, and lengths. Oh, this rubber piece is just broken in half. Alright, so we're gonna set that aside. Okay, and then let's see if there's any in these center ones. Alright, and yes, there's screws hidden under these center ones as well, so you're gonna have to remove all these little rubber pieces. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to remove all the screws. Again, you want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is as I remove them, I put them with the flat side down on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Alright, so just like that. Okay, 2, 3, and usually I'll go across in a pattern. So there's 3 along the back here, and then you got 2, and I'll just keep going down in this fashion. Alright, then you got 2, then you got 4. I'll sometimes combine the rows to make it easier. Alright, 1, 2, 3. The screw's stuck for some reason. There we go. 3, 4. Alright, and then you got 4 along the bottom. Okay. All the screws seem to be about the same size, so it's probably okay if you happen to get them mixed up, but it's always a good idea to try and keep them in order even if they are the same. Alright. Alright, now that we got all the screws out, we're going to try and pop the cover off. So the way I do this is I open it up, alright, and then I try and check for a gap. So there seems to be a gap here. Let's see, is that a gap? Nope. Okay, so the gap is on the top here. So this one has a boot issue. I don't know if it's an SSD issue or what's going on. We're going to see if the SSD is even removable. Alright, so I'm going to hold it this way. So again, the gap is here between the gray part and the white part. So what I do is I get my fingernails in that gap, and then I use my thumbs on the back and push, just like this. Okay? Just go around. Alright. Then we're going to close this. We'll go around to the side. Same thing. Get your fingernails in that gap, and then push while you pull. If you don't have fingernails, you can try doing this with pry tools, but I find this works the best. Alright, so if anything, you can let your fingernails grow out for a few days. Alright, there we go. Once you get all of that popped out, let's see if we can open this. It's probably going to turn itself back on, but let's see here. Alright, so you want to be careful opening this up because there are cables in there. Okay, I have to be careful because there's these the rubber pieces on my desk. Okay. So here you can see it's turning itself back on. So I'm just going to hold the power button and shut it back off. There we go. Alright, so we're going to pop this open. And you want to be careful because there's the keyboard cable here and the trackpad cable. So it looks like we're going to have to try and pop it up from this side. It keeps turning itself back on. Alright, so we're going to try and pop this out. So I'm going to use my fingernail to get in that gap while I kind of lift up on here. Okay, let's see if we can get that. It doesn't want to pop up. Man, it keeps turning itself on. Well, I'll leave it on, I guess, until I can pop this out. There we go. So just like that, and then these will come out pretty easily. Okay, same thing with this side. You can use a small pry tool in here if you want. Okay, because this part is pretty tough to remove. Come on. It doesn't want to pop up here. The other side popped up pretty easily. There we go. Okay. So there we go. Once we got that popped out, now we should be able to lift this whole piece up, but you want to be careful again because of the cables in there. So you might have to wiggle it like that, and there we go. Okay, so let's see if I can show this. I'm going to put it sideways. So normally I would have this laying down like on my lap or something, and then I would pull this forward. And here you can see the cables. So it looks like we can swing the whole keyboard out of the way. And I'm going to power this off again. Make sure it's completely off by holding the power button. Okay, I'm just pressing and holding the power button. There we go, the fan stopped. Alright, so now we're going to pull the keyboard out. So you flip this latch up, and then you can pull that connector out. This one has some tape on it, so you're going to have to peel this out of the way. Alright, and then same thing, flip that latch, and then you can pull this back. There is some adhesive holding the trackpad cable here, so you want to be careful. I like to try and pull the cable to keep it flat while I peel it up, just like that. Okay, so here we can see, alright, there's the keyboard connection, there's the touchpad or trackpad cable. The keyboard is held in place with melted plastic here, so it's not something that's easy to replace. I would try and find the entire palm rest assembly unless it's really expensive. Let's see, we got the battery here, the battery connector. You just grab the wings, and then let me zoom in a little bit. To remove it, you would grab the wings, and then you kind of just wiggle it like that to pull it out. All right, and the battery connector comes out just like that. So you got the SD card slot and the USB port here connected with this one cable to the main board. You got the wireless card here. I'm not sure what this tiny board is for. If anyone knows, you can let the people know in the comments below. You got the DC jack or the charge port here, and the wire goes around. Looks like it curls around here, goes over here, and then it goes actually underneath this cable. So I'm going to pop that out just to look at it. There you go, and yes, it's under there. Alright, so we're going to put this cable back in. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's removable memory on this. So this seems to be like the RAM. I don't want to pull out the whole motherboard on here because I didn't ask the customer what they wanted to do. I'll have to see what they want. But most likely, if you want to change anything, you'd have to pull the motherboard, but I have a feeling the solid state drive or the hard drive is actually soldered to this board. This battery, it looks like there's only one screw holding it in place right here. So once you pull that out, you should be able to get the battery out. You do want to move this cable out of the way though. But actually, there's also screws holding it underneath the speaker, so you will have to remove those two as well. Okay. The LCD LVDS connector. If you're going to remove this cable, you do want to make sure after disconnecting the battery to plug the keyboard back in and press and hold the power button 10 to 15 seconds, because if you just yank this out, there's a good chance you'll damage the backlight circuit or the screen connector itself. Okay, I don't really see much else to do in here, so yeah, the speaker connector's right here, and both speakers connect to each other with that one wire. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys. The charge port here, you can actually just pull it straight up, but it is held in with these little clips, so it will help to kind of use this. And while you're pulling on this, you want to try and pull these clips back, so here you can see it comes out just like that. All right, and then you can unroute the wire, but I'm going to leave that in there. Okay, so anyways, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like and subscribe. I am going to put the thing back together, so let's make sure plug the battery back in. Okay, squeeze the two cables together. It might be turning itself on because this light is blinking here. Yep. So I don't know, this kind of, but yeah, so this is still giving this error message. A lot of times when I see this, it's the SSD failed. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try and make the recovery USB and then see if I can get the thing to reinstall, but I'm not sure because the customer wants to try and recover data, so they might have to send this to a data recovery place. Alright, anyways, now we're going to just put this back together. So just make sure the latches are up. Okay, get the connector back in. Just like this. Okay, Make sure it's in place, put that latch down. I'm going to turn it back off. There we go. Alright, and then we'll get the touchpad connector in. Just get that lined up. There we go. And then put that latch down. Alright, might have to fix that a little bit. Oops. Stay in place. There we go. Alright, put the latch down, put the tape over. There we go. So now we just snap everything back into place. Just like that. Alright, and there we go. So again, we're just going to put back the rest of the screws, and that's pretty much it. So you're welcome to just end the video now, but yeah. Anyways, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can also work on their devices. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. I'm just going to continue putting back the screws. But yep. Alright, we'll put back this rubber piece here. So the rubber piece actually has like a thicker piece towards the back, so you want to make sure you put that the right way. Okay. The other one broke, so we'll see how that, oops, I was putting that screw there. Okay, let's see how this, hopefully this rubber piece will stay in place. I don't know, it just snapped in half at that part where it's thinner. Okay. There we go. Make sure to snap the middle back in because the battery had that little latch in the center. Alright, put these little rubber caps back in. Alright, and that's all there is to it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.